Hi, I'm back. I forgot to mention on the last video that if you didn't want to use the foam in between your layers, you can still use it, but you can paint it to match your tile. So if you're using like a brown tile, you can actually use brown paint and cover the edges so it looks like you wouldn't even notice that there's even any foam inside there. Or if you, like in the case of these ones, if I wanted to match this silver, I could take my silver glue, glitter glue, and put that on there, and instead of having white, I'll have a really glittery white that would even match the sandals even more than just the plain white. So that's an option for you too. So there's just so many things you can do. Same with whatever you can do with the foam, you can also do with these floor tile sandals. I've been, from one of the other videos, I was talking about trying that shoe with the cording on there. So I came up with this design. I'm not happy with it, and I won't be using this, but I just wanted to give you a look at what I actually did do. This was another time I used the floor tiles for a sole on the shoe, and I just unpeeled the sticky stuff on the back of this without any holes, and I laid my piping down on top of that, and then I constructed the shoe, and I just put that down on the adhesive that was already on the floor tile. And basically this is just the front piece of the clog pattern, and the heel is the heel from the foam sandal pattern. And I just cut off the seam allowances because I used bias tape, and I put bias tape on there. For the strap, I just sewed my bias tape together and put a elastic cording in there. But I wasn't happy with this because it just didn't give me a really tight fit. You see these seams on here. So when I do this video, I'll go back to the fabric soles instead of these. It just doesn't work on these totally fabric. They work great for the sandals, but I'm not happy with it on the actual fabric shoes. But you might like it, but I don't particularly care for it. Okay, so we're getting to the point where we want to put our sandals together. So I've got I got 4 pieces. I've got the holes in the top for my straps, and then I've got my bottom piece. And now I'm going to have to, I have to have a foam piece in the middle for spacing. So I'm going to decide what kind of color do I want. Well, I'm going to use this set of beads that I've put together. So I'm trying to match that color, so I decided on the blue. I'm not going to use this template to cut the blue out because it'll be too small, because I used the pin to go around to trace the last one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my piece of tile, and I'm just going to line it up, and then from there I'm just going to cut out my middle piece. Okay, so just lay your tile on here, and then whatever foam you're using will match perfect. And like I said, we're going to sand this all down when we're done, so if it's not exactly right, not a problem. Because by the time you are finished with the sanding, it'll be a perfect fit. Okay, so we've got our foam for this one, and then I've already cut a piece of foam out for this one. So now we've got our foam spacing. Okay, so now we're going to have to decide on our design. So what I'm using for this pair of shoes is I got my Stretch Magic. I cut off enough to go around the top of the doll's foot, and in this case it takes 30 size 6 beads to get around my doll's ankle. So I've cut off a piece of elastic off of and I gave myself enough of a leeway that I will have room to tie my knot. So my beads don't fall off while I'm stringing. I just take a little barrette and or whatever, you can tie a knot or whatever in there so the beads won't fall off. So then I just take these are size 6 beads. I got these at This was a bead landing at Michael's. It was a variety pack, and I forget what I paid. I think $2.99, and I got a whole variety pack of multicolored beads. These ones I bought at Walmart, and I think they were like $1.29, something like that. And you can get these anywhere. But these are size 6 is what I'm using on these. So I said I need 30 beads, so what I'm doing, I'm just taking my Stretch Magic, and I'm making sure I have 30 beads on here. I'm just stringing them right through. And once I have them strung, which I think will be enough to get around my doll, before I tie it off, I want to test it to make sure that I have enough beads. So let's test it. So tie it, make sure it goes all the way around, and you have a little bit of leeway. You need that leeway because we're going to actually put in elastic cording in between these beads to go down to hold on to the doll sole. Okay, so that's that, and I've decided on this blue elastic right here. So let's go ahead and tie this off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do about 6 or 8 square knots. So this stuff is very strong. It looks like it's really flimsy and it won't stand up, but it is extremely strong. Okay, so there's my first knot. I'm going to put in another knot. And I'm going to pull as tight as I can. So like I said, I'm going to go in the front one way and the back the next time. And that's how you get your square knots. So this one I'll tie through the back. Perhaps. Okay. Pull tight. Front. Pull it tight. And like I said, anywhere from 6 to 8 times. On the back of the string, it'll give you the instructions, and it'll say about 8 times. And then it'll also say if you want extra security, put a little dab of glue on the top of this so that it won't come apart. But as tight as I'm pulling this, I haven't had any trouble yet with these things. Okay, so then I'm going to snip that off at, give myself, I don't know, maybe 1-2 millimeters at the most, 1 or 2 millimeters at the most, probably less than a 1/16 of an inch. Okay, if you really want to hide that knot, you can just take one of your beads and take that knot and pull it into the inside of one of the beads, and hopefully it'll stay, but if not, it doesn't matter because you're really never going to stretch it that far where you're going to end up seeing it anyway. Okay, so I've got that done, and let's put the rest of these beads away. Okay, another thing I was going to show you was I was going to do this too, make a pair of sandals with those snaps that I got, and I thought, well, I can just take a string of beads and go down, or elastic and go down, and make a different vinyl looking pair of sandals too. But I haven't got that far yet on those pearl ones that I bought. They were much too strong for these doll shoes. But this one is fine. This one works, and it's not. I'm going to check at the store next time I go and see if I can get some smaller snaps for some of these things, because you could even use these for some really, crazy outfits if you want for your doll. Okay, so anyway, we've got that far. We've got our beads done. Now we're going to decide on our cord, and I've decided to use this blue. This is from Joann's. It's the Sparkle Pack. This is 1.2 millimeter thick elastic cord. This is the same elastic cord I used on the these pink sandals. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, since I've done this already, I know how much elastic I'm going to need, but when you do it the first time, you're pretty much going to have to guess how much elastic you're going to need. And the easiest way to do that is to take your strap, put it on your doll's foot, and then take your elastic and go up one side and then down. But you want to give yourself enough of a tuck under and a tie, because you're going to tie a knot in it also. So let's, I think that's plenty. So I'm going to make a cut on this side, and I'm going to need 2 of these, because I need 1 for each side. So 1 and then 2. Okay, so there's the side pieces. So I'm going to, doesn't matter where you tie your knot, just make sure it's even. So then your first one will go here. Now if you had a design and you wanted the flowers in a certain spot, then yeah, it would matter. But because there is no design, it's one continuous circle of beads, there's no problem. You can just put it anywhere. Okay, so that's our first one. So we're going to put it back on the doll's foot, and we're going to take our sandal, and we're going to put that in the holes on the one side. And basically why we're doing this is we're trying to determine what our spacing is going to be for the other side of the doll's foot, so we know where to put those the other elastic cording. So once I've got that where I think it looks good, to keep that in place, I'm going to take a barrette and I'm going to put in a couple barrettes, and it's just to hold the elastic down in the place that I want it. Because I don't want to put it on my adhesive yet till I know where I want the other side to go. Okay, so now that I've got that, I think that looks pretty good. I hope you can see that in the camera. Let me move it over here. That looks pretty good as far as the spacing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the other side of the elastic, and I'm going to put it on the other side, and I'm going to just use my fingers and keep, this is not good, I'm just going to use my fingers like this, so this is where I know my second piece of elastic is going to go. Okay, so let me think here. Okay, that looks good to me. So take your elastic and make your other side tie. So I'm just going to go between the amber and the clear bead. Okay, I'm going to move over one because I want it more even in the middle. You can just go dead center right across, but sometimes you need that little extra space in the front for the toe piece. So go ahead and just that was dead even. That's not where I want it. Okay, let me move over on the other side of that blue bead. Okay, I want it there. I want a little extra spacing in the front. See, I didn't go dead even. I want a little more. Maybe a couple more beads on the front piece than on the back piece. Okay, so then that's going to go down here. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to measure that. And I'm going to try and make it exactly the same as the other side, because you want them to be even. Okay, so what I did is I just turned mine upside down, and I just eyeballed it actually. I didn't even really see how I got that. So they were almost even Steven. Okay, so that looks good. So I'm going to take my other clip, I'm going to put that on that side and give it one more test on the doll before I seal it down. It's hard to do this without okay, so I lost the one side. Let me fix that. Okay, you see what I'm trying to do? You just have to work with it till you get it in the right spot where you want it. Okay, once you've determined that that's good, so take that back off again. Okay, get it measured correctly. Okay, so I've got that. So I'm going to unpeel my paper. And I'm going to put that down. Okay, if your cords are too long, then just trim them. Okay, so it's at this point you want to put your paper back up, because this way you can come back and you can readjust and pull out still. You can still pull out if you need, which I did. Yeah, that was way too far in. Let's rethink this. Okay, so front and back looks pretty even. It looks good to me. Okay, so now I've got those two pieces going. Alright, so now all I need now is the toe. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take from my toe piece, my toe hole, to my elastic beads, and then down again, and I'm just going to cut that off. So that's probably 6 inches, probably not that much, maybe, yeah, it's a good 6 inches. Okay, so at this point I can decide, I can even, I know I've got to go in the middle. I don't have a choice now, I don't have to line it up. I'm going to go in the middle, I'm going to just go in the middle of those two beads. So you can count them off, 2, 4, 6, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so I'm going to go in the middle of this one over here. Tie it off. Into a knot. I lost count. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Right between the blue and the clear. Okay, tie it. Okay, so now we've got that tied. So now I was thinking about playing with a twist, just twisting it round and around so it doesn't come out flat like my pink ones did. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to try twisting them around and see if that will work also. Okay, let's not do that until I get them through the hole. Because the hole is smaller than the two pieces of rubber band, elastic, because we're going two pieces instead of just one, you have to stretch the elastic to get that second piece through. Then it'll go through. Okay, so now we've got our pieces. So now we can probably make that twist. Okay. It just gives you a little bit of interest, I think, a little bit more. Okay, let's try it on the doll. Okay, and there we go. Well, I'm only going to do the two twists, but that does keep them nice together. So it does look nice that way. And it will stay twisted. It will stay twisted once we've got it glued down underneath. Okay, so same thing we did with the back. This time I'm going to do it to the front. It's already untwisted. Okay, so let me cut some of this off. We don't need all this. Okay, so we're going to pull the front off. And we're going to seal it down. And then we're going to try it on. Oh, see what's happening is in that twist it won't lay flat. Okay, let's try it on. How's it look? Okay. Not bad. Okay, so now we're going to secure this, which I can't do on the video because I don't have enough time. I'm going to peel this off, and I'm going to add additional glue underneath here, the white glue on each piece. And I'm going to go right up to the where the hole is, and then I'm going to let it dry. And then I'm going to be able to put my foam piece with glue and then my bottom piece. And then I'll be able to sand them together at that point for the construction. But that's basically your shoe. What's my other piece? Here, here, and here. So we've just made a, once that is all glued and everything's dried up real nice and cured, I give it overnight to dry up, and I'll sand it all down with the sandpaper. And I'll have a new pair of beaded sandals on the doll. I think this one's cute. I like it. It's a very cute design, and I like that twisted toe look, which I didn't do on the pink ones. I wish I would have now, because it does look really cute. Okay, so there you go. There's your sandals. Alright, I'll see you again next time. Alright, talk to you later. Bye.